vfJAMS live. We have Matt Garstka here. Just did a crazy, amazing performance on his brand new signature stick. Show him. Show him what you got.
I'm fancy now.
Wait, flip it. You gotta flip it because the label. You know, you gotta do the proper plug. There it is.
Now I'm fancy.
You have legible handwriting. That's big for a drummer.
Yeah. You know, the guys in my band, they always make fun of me. You know, like, look at your signature. It looks all takes you so long to write it out. You know, but how are people gonna know it's me if they can't?
How does it feel, man? What's that process? Because you know, I don't actually have like a real signature stick. You do now.
Yeah, it's pretty in depth. Basically, like, gave him some dimensions, some specs, and then we worked from there. And I think we came out with a very useful stick, very versatile. At least for me, it's like, you know, I can have a lot of finesse chops with it, and it's also, you know, can lay it down with it. I can, you know, smash on some animals stuff too. So that's kind of what I need. You know?
Right. How many renditions of it? How many prototypes were there until you hit?
It's a secret.
Stick? Oh, that's a secret? That's
secret.
Proprietary?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay.
You're not qualified.
How long was the process?
You don't have security clearance. I don't know. 6 months maybe. Maybe that's how long it was.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, they got it pretty quick, man. It was like, you know, and I was pretty specific too, like with the diameter, the length. I don't like to go past 16 inches. It's a little bit fatter than a 55A. And just, you know, the taper and the tip was the only thing that, you know, we needed to really fine tune.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, bro. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's your first time working with Sput. Yes, this is your guys' first time meeting each other, or first time working together. You had done like a drum fest.
We met at the drum fest,
Yeah, we met a few years ago now. But
and then
I knew that guy is.
Yeah. Everyone knows Matt.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then that was your arrangement, your idea.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with Matt. I hit him up once I found out. I was happy to hear that he was doing it. Joe put us in the email, and I hit him up, and I was like, yeah, man, what do you want to play? You know, that kind of thing. And he kind of just gave me an idea of what he wanted to do. He kind of sent me some links to some music that he likes, that he's listening to right now, he's into. And I was like, cool, let's get into the lab and see what we can cook up. And I cooked up some stuff and sent him the MIDI. See, Matt's different. Like, he wanted the MIDI, he wanted everything. So I sent him some stuff, and he kind of like checked it out and kind of tweaked it the way he wanted it to be. And, you know, now, I mean, that was pretty much it for him. You know, he pretty much liked whatever I sent him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nailed it.
He
nailed it. It was like, yes, please.
You were like, I've been listening to Afrobeat.
I've heard of this Afrobeat.
Do you happen to know
from
this,
the Africa continent?
No, I mean, yeah, I used to be in a Senegalese band when I was like 18, 19. And yeah, they hipped me to, I've been studying African since I was like, 14, 15. So it's always been an interest of mine, and especially playing fusion. It's like, you want to have a good idea of all styles. But yeah, just recently I've gotten more into this cat Bryce Wassey, and some Tony Allen stuff. Afrobeat stuff. Did you tell me about Tony Allen? Yeah, I think it was you.
Yeah, because you was like, yeah, I like that, and I was like, yeah, that's Tony Allen. You should check him out, because he has his own genre of stuff that he's doing that's really badass too. So
yeah.
Really cool. It was amazing.
I thought it was cool that I was always going to write some
prog stuff.
Some prog.
Yeah, man, I play prog enough, man. It's like I'm trying to groove, I'm trying to have like some interaction, because so much of the animal stuff is scripted, and it's like sometimes it's like, it's really confining, and the hits are so rigid. So if I'm gonna improvise in these really dense riffs, it's like I gotta hit all these, things, So it's nice to have a bit of
Breathing
openness,
room.
freedom, and like, we don't know how many bars this section is gonna be, you know.
Yeah, I was happy to hear that he wanted to do that, because that was, I love, like I said, it gave me a chance to really challenge him as a musician, challenge a different part of his ears, and that was fun. And it's fun to hear what he was gonna say over it. I sent him again. I sent like the MIDI drums. Based off of what I thought he might play.
How technical are these MIDI drums? Or are you just...
The end was good. The end was like, it gave me some ideas like like ride tom stuff. I was like, I like that. Like I'm used to that. I'm used to guitar players being like, oh, this is the drums I programmed.
Yeah, is that similar to the process with Animals?
Well, not with Animals, recently. The last album we all did together.
Nice.
But I did have to enter everything that I wanted to play pretty much into the MIDI first into our demo process. And then it was like, okay, I got 3 weeks to learn everything so you really got to know what you're going to play. Like you have to have a strong connection between like being able to write things out and play them,
Yeah. We got some questions from the audience. You have a question?
Yeah. So, like Berkeley days and pre-Berkeley days, like what kind of gigs did you find yourself doing the most? Like, did you ever do like straight ahead jazz gigs, like when you were coming up before you were super Matt Garstka?
Yeah. So, my dad's a guitar player, professional guitar player, and I would play out with him when I was like 12, I think was my earliest gig. I started when I was 8, and it was, he was just giving me an opportunity, really. I wasn't like ready, but he gave me the opportunity. So it was like blues, classic rock, some reggae, and then I started gigging more, doing like, started learning from this cat, Joe Salins, teaching me fusion. He taught me funk, Latin, jazz, African, and then just any opportunity that I could have, I was trying to utilize. I was in a punk band, I was in a ska band, and with some high school people. Like I was playing with high school people as well as cats that were a lot older. And I mean, at Berkeley, I really didn't gig as much, the only gigs that I really did were like, connections from back home. Like I was so engrossed in, the learning process and classes and everything and at Berkeley, and it was like, cats didn't call me really, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't ready, I guess, I don't know. But like it's funny because it's like, you think you're ready for something and it never comes when you think you're ready, always seems to come after. So like that was always a thing for me, but you just got to make the most of every experience, every opportunity, and like look at every playing situation as like, this could be the last one, or this is the most important one. This is, you gotta have something to look forward to, But
you got a question?
Mr. Garstka, I know you're a huge concept guy. I heard you talk about that before. And for me, concepts were always the things that sort of broke me through a plateau. So a good example would be when I figured out that within 16th notes I could use groupings of 3, 5, and 7, and I could rearrange those. Boom, everything changed. I'll never look at fills the same again, right?
Yep.
So are there any concepts that you can recall that did that for you, where it forever changed the way that you look at a certain aspect of playing drums?
Every new concept is like that,
Sure.
so many. It's like how many ever levels deep that you want to go. I mean, like groupings were huge for me, like polyrhythms, those groupings happening under 4/4, and then all the odd times, that's huge. And then realizing, okay, in 7/4 I can have these groups of 7 in the 7/4 and break it up that way. And then learning about quintuplets, septuplets. I was probably like 16, 17 when I was exposed to that. So that was, I feel like that's pretty early, you know, but maybe not. But like it still took me a very long time to like get a real grasp on it, you know. Like just because you know the concept and just because you're working on it doesn't mean that you're like
It's not done.
really it's not in you yet, you know. So I'm like kind of slow, and it takes me a long time to internalize things, but when I do, because I like go about this process, that's another thing that I would say is huge, is like learning about how you process things and the best, like just doing things in a very sequential order, so that you're like, okay, starting with the most basic and working your way up and really building your foundation over and over again and again. But anyways, the most recent one for me is like kind of taking all those like say you have like groups of 3 and 4/4, or like for example this one, in this tune there's groups of 5. And in the groups of 5, you can put 3 notes in there, you know. So you're in 4/4, you're feeling the groups of 5. You have to really be able to feel, you know, be able to feel the groups of 5 in there. And then putting 3 in those groups of 5. And like that's been huge for me, because then I'm like, wow, you can really do anything. But what I really like about that concept is that it's based around the accent. So it's based around, you know, taking someone's ear and taking what they already know and shifting it around that. So everything that I solo over, it has I'm going to play different things. I'm not just going to blow over it. Like I'm trying to adapt all of my phrases and patterns to that specific phrase, you know? So that's a huge concept. And then, hold on, just one more. One more. Like parallel time signatures. That's been huge for me lately. Is like, you know, kind of taking like say you have like, you know, 2 groups of 7 and a group of 5, and that's you know going over the bar line, and then you change the 7s to like 4s, change the 5s to 3s, like you're, you know. So being able to hear the accents in the 16th notes, but playing those 4 in between each one of those, and then that can modulate you into another time signature if the numbers work out nicely, you know.
I'm gonna get right on that, man.
Dude, that for me has been like that's been huge.
Yeah.
You know.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Are you guys getting that? Did you get that? Was the brain of Matt Garstka speaking. How to get to the next level.
I knew what I was getting.
That was
into
amazing.
With that
Well, yo, I mean, thank you, bro. That was an amazing performance, and it's a pleasure to talk to you about your theory and just everything, man. It's amazing. So, Matt Garstka, everybody. Yeah.